What's good? Ooh, excuse that burp. But anyways, what's good, everyone? What is good? Welcome back to the channel with yourself, of course, Mac. Hope y'all having a great day today. Hope y'all having a great day today. And today we're back with another Sense for Speedballs. And today's people, we are making, I don't know, because this is another pre-record episode. Yeah. Yeah, this is another pre-record episode, so I have no clue what you guys are watching. It's either between a furnished house or house. I highly doubt it's an apartment, but hey, you never know. It's the mystery. Well, it's not really a mystery because y'all pretty much know because y'all clicked the video. But anyways, whatever it is, I hope y'all enjoy the build. Thank y'all so much for watching and supporting. And let's get straight into the commentary. Y'all know what we're doing. We are continuing the story. So you guys don't know what we're doing. Just a little synopsis. What I'm doing is in my other channel, I had LP, and I played it for 4 years, and I'm pretty much telling the story of the drama that went down with it. In the last part, we talked about Zarina. We talked about how she wasn't a great mother. We talked about the drama that happened with her in Cairo. We talked about, the type of person she became. We talked about the separation that happened between Camila and Zarina. They were best friends at one point, but then of course separation happened with Jasmine. I even told you guys about, if you guys watched the show, you talked about how Jasmine wasn't even supposed to be the person who she was. She was actually supposed to be this really nice girl that actually brought people together, but instead she was completely opposite, and she kind of tore relationships apart. But anyways, let's continue. So where we left off was at the part where it was the night that it was a night. Well, it wasn't a night, but Camila was pregnant with her third child, Viola, and that night she got a call from a bar to come pick up her friend. Pick up her friend because, like she said, what happened was Zarina was at a bar and she asked the bartender because she was too drunk and Jasmine was too drunk, so she asked the bartender asked her like who could she call to come pick her up, and she didn't want her to call her parents because her parents figure like what was going on, because her parents didn't know what was going on with her, like knew that she was like a drunken mess and that she was partying and all that type of stuff, so she wanted to keep on the DL, so she wanted to call somebody. So she called, like, why not call my best friend? So she called, sorry, I was playing with scissors, that's why you hear that sharpness, but anyways, so she told the bartender to call Camila, so Camila got a call pretty much telling her that she needs to come pick up her two friends. She's like, what do you mean two friends? She's like, yeah, a girl named Zarina and a girl named Jasmine. They need to drive home. They're drunk, She heard of Jasmine before because of course Jasmine sent her this really mean text out of nowhere. So she heard of Jasmine. She didn't know that those two were like friends, but she heard of her. So she's like, okay, I'll come pick her up because anyways, Zarina's our girl, so she'll go pick her up. So she went to go pick up Zarina, and when she went to go pick her up, pretty much Jasmine was just talking BS to her. Jasmine was talking about how, she's not a good friend and how she's not needed anymore and how she could like abandon, her friend like that. Like literally on the drive home, it was literally just Jasmine bitching about like how bad Camila as a person is, until it got to the point where like she started talking about her mom. So I told you guys before, I never told you guys about Camila's backstory. So this is what it is. So Camila grew up. It was her dad, her mom. It was her dad. I remember, what was her dad's name again? Can't remember. It was her dad, her mom, her little brother, and her youngest brother. So it was just her and what happened was, it was just her and her little brother growing up, and then her mom had another child when she was like, I don't know, 7. So anyways, by the time she met Zarina, she was about 9, so it was the 5 of them. Sadly, when she was like a child, her mom died in a hit-and-run accident. She was actually in the car. They were actually coming home from one of her dance classes, and her mom got into a hit-and-run, and they end up not being able to find the killer. Her mom actually, well, not the killer, but yeah, spoiler alert, her mom ended up passing away in that accident. She didn't, but her dancing career, like kind of her dancing career was kind of over. She broke her legs. with that accident. Surprisingly, she made it alive, but her mom lost her life. And so, like, ever since then, she kind of has been iffy on dancing. So she kind of quit dancing after that. That was a big thing. Also, a big thing was her dad literally went off the rails. Her dad was actually a police officer, as y'all know from, if you're listening to the backstory, you'd know that her dad's a police officer. And ever since the case with her mom, he has not, like, let anybody go. The case involved, like, an African American male. And so, pretty much all you can kind of say he kind of became racist, after that incident. Like, he had a vendetta against, African American people, mainly because the person that got away, person that killed his wife got away, and so he started drinking. He started become not saying violent, but he just started becoming a lousy dad. He wouldn't really go to work. It was a mess. He had all. If he did go to work though, it'd be focusing on like all the African American cases so he could find like a possible killer. He didn't even know like if the person was true. It was just a tip saying that the person was like from his daughter, because she saw the car beside her. She saw the guy, and he was African American. That's all she could remember from the situation, because again, it was a split second, and her father like went for it and went after them, and that's really why the vendetta happened with DeAndre. But anyways, continuing. So her father became a drunk and pretty much stopped taking care of her. So she pretty much had to grow up at like the age of like 12. She actually had to become the head of the household. She was literally taking care of her little brother. She was cooking dinner, kicking him from school, doing laundry, cleaning the house. She did everything plus going to school at 12 years old. It was a lot. So she never really had a childhood. And so she kind of held her mom very sacred to her. Her mom was like her best friend. It was her rock. And so when she left her, sad thing is, she never had time to mourn, because literally her dad was a mess really ever since that day. Her dad was a mess. So she never really had any time to mourn, to mourn herself. So she's always been like a strong, independent person. If she wants to do something, she'll do it herself type of person. And so her mom was always a very sensitive subject. And so since now you can see, since with all the drinking problems, she never really, that's why she went and stayed at Zarina's house during the summer break of first year, just because she didn't want to be around him. Like her and her dad's relationship literally went down the trash. She just, especially when she found out about the hate crimes that he was doing, she just couldn't really talk to him. They've tried multiple times to talk about it, but it never really worked out between the two. But anyways, fast forwarding back to where we were, so Jasmine was talking a bunch of ish until she started talking about her mom. Talking about how like her mom didn't raise her the right way, and how her mom would be looking down so disappointed, and how maybe it was her mom's fault for the accident. Like, Jasmine was being rude, and at this point, honestly, this close. Like, Camila was this close to stopping the car, taking the bitch out the car and beating her, but she couldn't, because again, she was pregnant, she was drunk, it wouldn't be the situation she wanted to be in. So she was pissed off. She held her tongue in, but it hurt her, because the only person she really told about her mom in the accident was DeAndre and Zarina, because Zarina's her best friend. And so that must have meant that Zarina, blabbed on her and told all of her secrets about her childhood, everything, to this girl that she doesn't even know nothing about. So she was hurt. She was pissed, why you, who were supposed to be my best friend, telling people about information that is none of their business and none of yours to tell, she was mad. And so, of course, since Camila got mad, she had to, not say one up her, but she was just really pissed off. So she said, you know what? Because again, this girl Jasmine just wouldn't shut up. So she ended up dropping them off at home. Instead of, because what happened was, you're supposed to drop them off at her house, but instead she dropped her off at her parents' house and pretty much blabbed to her parents about everything. Told her about how she quit her job, how she's been going out every single night, how her life's going downhill. Talked about Jasmine here and there. Even though Raya did not like her guts, Raya was very interested to find out all of this. And so it was bad. And then to make it even worse, she called up Cairo and told Cairo, to watch out for her son, Theo, because, Zarina's not a good place right now. She's been going out, drinking, this and that and that, just to get back at her. Because, it's like, listen, if you're going to tell my secret about, stuff that's none of your business, I'm going to tell your secret to people that actually is their business, because it is Cairo's business to know what, to know about Kyra, not about Theo's situation, you know? It is Kyra's business about Theo's situation. So I guess she was doing a good thing, but at the same time, she was kind of being a snake to her friend. It was really messed up. It just, they were both snaking each other on different levels. But anyways, that happened, and ever since then, it was kind of like war. Like, once Zarina found out, Zarina was pissed. Like, Zarina said, how could you do that to me? You're supposed to be my best friend. Jasmine was right. You're good for nothing. I won't talk to you ever again. Like, how could you go ahead and tell people my secret? Like, it's none of your business, this and that. Like, it was a heat. Like, they got into like a big ass phone argument, went back and forth. It was messy. And ever since then, they just, like, literally, they have never made up. It's till this day. They're old right now in my LP. They have not talked. That, like, they've talked, but like, they haven't made up. When I say that, but like, guys, remember, they were best friends like for years. I'm talking about like 20 years of being best friends, 20 years plus of being best friends, and then somebody, like, this girl Jasmine, comes and ruins it by sprinkling like nonsense into her ears. She was pissed. Camila was pissed. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna focus on my family. I'm gonna focus on my children, and that's it. And so that's where the divide between the Pearsons and Camila began. There was a divide before between Raya and Camila, but Zarina really put the wedge in between the two. Next, what happened was, of course, she had Vi at that point. At that point, she gave birth to Vi. And then when it really got messy, it was when she got pregnant with her fourth child, which was my boy, Vaughn. So at this point, if I can remember, she and Zeandre, Camille and Zeandre, were kind of going through a rough patch a little bit here, because again, like I said, since Zarina doesn't like her anymore, Zarina started talking a bunch of BS to Raya, and Raya already didn't like Camila. So now that Raya is finding out all the information about what Camila is and how bad of a person Camila could be, Raya has been like putting some little words in Zeandre's ear to have him back off from her. Actually, I need to go back a little bit because I forgot a big thing which I didn't even talk about yet. But I'll talk about it in the next part. For the people that have watched this series, y'all know that I missed something. But yes, I remembered, and I'll talk about it. I promise I'll get back into it because, again, it's a really key part to the rest of what's going to happen. But anyways, that's it for this part. Hope y'all enjoyed. Again, I might be going a bit too much detail, but that's fine. I'm really enjoying this. This was a lot of fun. Hope y'all are enjoying it. Thank y'all so much for watching, and of course, I'll talk to y'all in the next one. I'm out. Deuces, peace, bye, later. I love y'all. Peace. Have a great day.